Hi guys, so I am back with a new question. So today we will see question number 9, to accept a number from user and print digits of number in reverse order. So let us try this question. So basically, first of all, we would need to take a number from user. So let's take a variable number equal to input of we will ask for enter a number, and then first of all let's save this file as q9.py. So now you can see the color changes, color syntaxing. So number equal to input, enter a number. So basically we will take the input from the user. After that we have to print the number in the reverse order. So we will see two methods basically. So method one is by using strings. So we will use string to do that reversing. So as we know, input basically returns us the value in the string data type. We will keep it as string only. So after we get the number, now we have to run a reverse loop. So we will start from last. So for I in range, so we will start from length of number. So basically this string is an array of characters. So we will get each character. So each character is an element of that number, element of a string. So string can be treated as arrays. In Python the arrays are called as list. So basically we will run an reverse loop. So let us take an example first for more clear understanding. So if I get number 234, basically I want the answer as 432. So this is what we require. So to do this, we know the first index would be 0, then 1, then 2. So fourth is having 2 index. So we will first of all check the length of the string. So it would be 3. So length minus 1 would be 2. So we will starting with 2 and then end at 0. So we will take -1. Why -1? Because I have said that range will stop one value before the last value. Means if we take the range as 2 to 3, let's take a bigger range, 2 to 5, then the numbers would be 2, 3, 4. And when it will when the 5 will come in that range, it will stop that execution. So 5 will not come in the iterable I. So basically for that we are taking -1 because we require the value 0. So this would start from length of number, means length of the string. In this case it is 3, 3 minus 1, 2, 2 to -1, and then we have to give an step value of -1, then only this range will work correctly. So let's try and run this. So now we have to enter the number and press enter. So now this is 4 character. This string is having a length of 4, means it is basically having 4 digits. So we are going from 3 to 1 and 0. So let's take this example 2 3 4 only to validate our answer. So we'll get 2 1 and 0. Now we can use this I value and print the number. We can access the number character using this I. So we will get an reverse array. So now if I print 2 3 4, I will get 4 3 2. And for printing it in the same line, we will give end equal to empty string. So now if I give 2 3 4, we will get 4 3 2. So this is one method. Similarly, there is another method. So instead of changing the range, what we can do, we can keep the range same, just we can add the negative index to it, length of number. So length of number, so it will automatically stop at the last array index. And what we can do, we can then print number of minus I. So what will this do? Basically, we have learnt in the arrays section that we can index the last element, means we can index, we can uh, so basically we can check the we can access the elements of an array from last by giving negative indexes. So basically if we take this same array, then this is correct forward indexes, and if we take the negative indexes, so it would be the last character is -1, before it -2, before it -3. So this is basically index for 2, 3 and 4. 4 is having index -1, 3 is having -2, 2 is and 2 is having -3. So let's see, if we run this program, then what do we get? So let's run 2, 3, 4, and we are getting 2, 4, 3. Why? Because this loop is starting from 0, but we want -1 as the first number. So we will start our loop by 1 to length of number plus 1. Why? Because we also need the length of number. In the previous case, if we only give the length of number, then it would stop one number before it. But in this case, we want -1, -2 and -3. Means we require the length of string. So we will add one number to it. And now if we run this, then 2, 3, 4 would give us 4, 3, 2. Similarly, end equal to empty string, and we would get the 4, 3, 2. So here basically we can print the I for each step, so that we will minus I for each step, so that we will get a good visualization. So 2, 3, 4, print I. Let's give some spacing. So let's add a string. I is space and comma. Let's run this. 2, 3, 4, and I is -1 in first case. In second case, I is -2. In third case, I is -3. So we can remove this end. So for more better visualization, 2, 3, 4. So here now you can see, first time I is -1, then -2, then -3. So we are accessing the values in the reverse manner using negative indexes. So there is one more simple method using the indexing of list, slicing of list. So basically what we can do, number equal to number of the first value A. Let's for example consider A, B and C. This is also explained in the arrays lecture, but I will again explain. A is the starting value, starting index, from where we have to start making a cut in the list. Basically, if we consider a list of 2, 3 and 4. So here let's take the above example only. So here you can see 2, 3 and 4. So this is having index 0, 1, 2. So we can cut this list into two separate lists. So 2 will be separate and 3 and 4 will be separate by cutting this list between here. Similarly, we can cut from here. So here was 2, we can cut from here. So 2, 3 would become another list and 4 would become another list. So we can slice using Python. Slicing is an feature of Python in which we can cut out the list. Similarly, first number is the starting index from where we will start. B, the second is parameter is the ending index. So where we have to stop. And third is the step value. Means how much step we have to get. This is also explained in the range. Range 2 works similarly. The first value is the starting index, second is the ending index, and third is the step. So basically what we can do, we can also it is not compulsory to give each of this parameter. We can just leave it blank and it would take by default. So the first A would be taken default as 0, B would be taken default as the last index, last index, automatically B will take the last index, and C is basically 1. So what it will give us the same list only. But if we use the step -1, what it will give, it will make this list in reverse order. So let's print the number. So now if I enter 234, so you can see 432. So this is a list basically which is got reversed using this slicing operator. Slicing feature, we have reversed this list. So it is a feature of list in the Python. So this was using strings. Is there any more method? Yeah, there is one more method. So for I in number, so we can directly take the number, iterate to each element. So what we will get, basically we will basically get the each single digit. So if I print 234, we will get 234 in separate I. So what we can do, we can take a variable result or reverse num, and we will initialize it by empty character, empty string. So it would be an empty string. So what we can do, reverse num equal to I plus reverse num. So for example, we will take the 234 only. So in the first case, reverse num equal to I will be 2 plus empty string. So this 2 would be also a string, as we are working with strings. In the second case, reverse num now is 2. So this value basically becomes 2 and it is stored in reverse num. So rev num, this is a variable rev num. So basically rev num is containing 2. So in the next case, what will happen, if we take again rev num equal to, now I would be 3, string of 3, and then it would be added to the reverse num. Reverse num is added to the I. So basically in the last case, reverse num is containing string of 2. So if we concatenate this, we would get 3 2 in the string. So we would get this basically. Just ignore this double quotes and single quotes. Python will interpret as the same string. Yeah. So in the next case, what will it do? Again, reverse num would be equal to the next ith value. Ith value would be 4. First time it was 2, second was 3, third time it is 4. So what we can do, for then I is 4 plus the previous rev num value. So this would be taken. So basically rev num is taken from the previous values. First of all, it was an empty string, then it became 2, here we can see, then it became 3 and 2, and now it would become 4 3 and 2. So this would basically be string. So after that we can directly print the rev num. So print rev num, so it is basically reverse. So enter 234 432. So we basically got it. So this was an one more method working with the strings. Similarly, what we can do now, we would try to work with the number only, integer number only. So why would need this integer method, as we can do easily using the strings? So basically, if I take any of this method string, and just instead of let's take an test case and see. So we will again run this, and I will give number 0 to 0. Basically 0 to 0 in the integer or the number digit, it would become 20 only. But when we are working with the strings, it would so for more convenience, I would take another example, 0 to 3. So let's save this and enter. Just a second. 0 to 3, enter. So now we got 320. But basically 0 to 0, sorry, 0 to 3 number we are entering. If we consider it in the number line, it is 23. Basically it is 23, but due to this string feature we have reversed each element, so we are now getting what, 320. So basically we are changing the answer output. So we basically want, so just a second, so we are giving an input 0 to 3. So we in integer it would become 23, and reverse of 23 would be 32. So basically we want this answer 32, but we are getting 320. Why? Because we are working with the strings. So for this type we would require the int method to using the input in the int form. So let's just copy this method 2, and then let's just paste it, and number would be, now we will take it as integer. So now again we have to now we will again run a for loop for I in range. Range would be length of number, yeah. So after that colon indentation and length of number. Basically number, if I give a big number, so it doesn't works. So what we have to do, so I have to check the number of digits. So basically I have let's take an example again. So working with example makes it more clear. So we'll take the same 2 3 4. First of all we would need 4, then we would need 3, then we would need 2. So if I take for I in range number, so number would be 2 3 4. So 2 3 4 is very big number, but we require the number of digits. So what we can do, we can convert this into a string and store its value. So we can do that one method. So let's implement it. Instead of making it integer, first of all we will take the number of digit equal to length of number. So we would get length. Now so length of number would give us 3. Yeah, so now basically we will convert the number to int again. As we no longer need the string, we will be using int method. So what we will do, number equal to int of num. Now this number has become integer. So now we can run a loop for I in range number of digit. After number of digit, what we have to do, we have to use an mathematical operator. So what we can use, I will show an example. We don't require I, we require number mod 10. So basically if we divide this by 10, so what will happen, so 10 divided by 243, so 10 into 23 would give us 230. So the remainder would be 4. So now we basically know this division method. So this is quotient, and this would be remainder, and then this is divisor, this is dividend. So we basically need these two. So quotient is taken by floor division operator, and remainder is obtained by modulus operator. So these two we can get using remainder, floor division and modulus operator. So basically in first case we require this 4 as our first element. As you can see, we require 4. So what we can do, print this. So if we run this, then 2 3 4, for each case we are getting 4 again and again. Why? Because number has not changed yet. What we have to do, in the next loop we have to convert the number to this 2 3, as 4 is now removed or taken in the next way. So we have to remove this 4 and only take this 23. So what we can do now, number equal to number floor divided by 10. So if I run this again, let's print this. Let's print the number and 2 2 3 4. So now you can see, let's take for good visualization, remainder, and similarly here quotient. So let's run this 2 3 4. So here you can see remainder is 4 in first case. In after that the quotient remains is 23. So we are getting this 23. In the next case we are again taking the last digit, so it is 3 remainder and the quotient would remain 2. In the last case the remainder is 2 and quotient is 0. So what we can do, we will only print the remainder. We only require the remainder. So this remainder we will print, and then comma end equal to empty string. So now if I print 2 3 4, it would give us 4 3 2. And now if I run 0 2 0, so just a second, it will be 0 2 3. It is giving us 3 2 0. Why? Because it is taking the length of number. So first we have to, so basically instead of doing this afterwards, first of all we have to do this integer, then we are converting this number into integer. So length of num should give us an array, I think so. Let's try it out. Yeah, so it is giving an array. Int has no length. So what we have to do, we have to convert it into list. We have to convert it into string and take the length. So now 320 023 would give us 32. But in the reverse case, as we saw, 320 should return us 23. It is not returning. So what we have to do, we have to save this in a number. So what we have to do, reverse num equal to number mod 10. So we have to save it. So let's just check this. Reverse num equal to 0. So for every loop the reverse num would be initialized again with the number of 0. So we would get only this. So what we have to do, we will take this as string, we will convert this into an string. So we will basically get reverse num as we require. So 2 3 4, rev num is not defined, so reverse num, so again 2 3 4, so it is giving only 2. So it is only giving 2 because we are not adding rev num in the each step. So if we now run 2 3 4, it would give us 4 3 2. But if we run the 0 2 3, it would give correct. But if in the reverse case 3 2 0 would return wrong. Why? Because this is still a string. So we can convert this into an int, and then do 320 would give us 23. So reverse means 0, or this is, I think so, more correct output. That is 320 would give us 0 to 3. This is more correct output as per seeing this int number, because they have asked the reverse of this number. So here 0 to 3 gives us same. If we remove this 0, then we would get an confusion, where did that 0 go. So it seems me more appropriate this number. So this was an mathematical method or the integer method in which we can solve this reverse of the digit. Similarly, if you need the sum of each digit, here in this for loop you can take an variable sum and you can add it. So you can do various stuff using this. So this was all for this lecture. Let us meet in our next lecture.